We have only and only two different items who are subject to riba whenever you trade in. As you see here, items who are subject to riba are food and money only. I mentioned that before, but let me just emphasize it more. Whenever you get involved in any transaction where you exchange money for money or you exchange food for food, you need to be careful because those are the only two items or categories, if you wish, who are subject to riba, food and money. Maybe I mentioned this example before. If you exchange one pencil for two pencils, there is no riba here because pencils are not among al-amwal al-ribawiyya or the useless items. Useless items, al-amwal al-ribawiyya, are only food and money. Only and only when you exchange or whenever there is a money or food involved in a transaction, food for food or money for money, you need to be extra careful because riba actually might affect or inflict that transaction. This is something very relevant to the next point, which is useless transactions are loan contracts, okay, and debt in general, and sale contract as well. What does this mean? Whenever you get involved in a loan agreement, whether you lend your money to others or you borrow money from others, you need to be careful. There is a certain criteria that has to be matched for the loan agreement to be an interest-free one, and there is a certain criteria has to be matched in any sale agreement to be free of riba. If you do not comply with the requirements of sale agreement or loan agreement, you might actually fall into riba unknowingly. You might commit riba without knowing that. Something else to consider here. Riba might be incorporated in other transactions as well. You might get involved in a lease agreement. Well, lease agreement is not a sale, is not a loan. So apparently you're good to go. But in fact, certain clauses might be added to that lease agreement in which it makes it, subject to riba, despite the fact that the lease agreement to start with is not among the contracts who are subject to riba. So we need to be careful.